back. So for today, for this one, we're going to be doing hot cross buns. So I'll just quickly grab one if I can get it off the tray. These lovely ones. So yeah, it's my first time making them, so I thought, oh, might as well, as soon as it's near Easter. But yeah, they're absolutely fantastic. They cut amazing. I've literally got 2 under the grill right now, so me and Jake can have some breakfast. I'm so excited. But yeah, please sit back, watch me make them. If you do want to have a go, please let me know and let me know how you get on. It's always nice to see pictures of your work there. So yeah, please enjoy and watch me make some hot cross buns. So first thing we're going to measure out is our flour. So we're going to need strong white bread flour. And we're going to need 500 grams of this. So I'm just going to open my pack. Oh. So close yet so far. Yay! Right, 500 grams of that. Then you're going to need 75 grams of caster sugar once you've finished spilling your flour down yourself, once you're putting it back in the cupboard. Come on. It's alright. It's only 2 grams over, we're fine. Next we're going to add in some mixed spice. We're going to do 2 teaspoons. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. That's 1. And that's 2. Then we've got 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So in my nice little pan, I'm going to put in 50 grams of butter. So it's probably going to be like double that. Oh, 40 grams of butter, sorry, not 50. It's probably a little bit more then. Bloop. That'll do. Cool. So I'm just going to take them over to my stove and put them in melt. Just because my microwave's packed in, so put that back on there. Bloop. So here comes the fun part. When I find my yeast, I need to see what size sachets these come in. 7 grams. Okay. So there's we're going to put 10 grams of yeast in. So we'll pop them on this side of the bowl. We'll take another yeast packet. Once I've cut down the middle. And we're going to make him up to 10. Ignore that kind of crackling, that's just my cooker in the background. 8, 9, 10. Cool. So that's that one. Now we're going to add 10 grams of salt into this. So put it on the other side of the bowl, because salt will kill the yeast. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Cool. Also to the bowl we're going to add the zest of my little lemon. So I tend to use the kind of little holes here rather than this, because this is such a pain in the backside to kind of get it off. So I'm just going to zest that in there. And I'll come back to you guys once my milk's done. And my butter, obviously. Whilst I'm waiting for the butter to melt, I'm going to crack well, when it cracks, crack 1 egg into there. So we've got our lovely little eggy in there. I'm just gonna pop the yolk and give him a bit of a mixy mix. So what I have done is, to my little butter pan, I should say, is I've added 300 millilitres of milk, and I've brought it up to kind of room temperature, kind of tepid heat, so it doesn't kill the yeast, because we don't want that, because we need the yeast to rise these lovely hot cross buns. So I'm just going to slowly get that incorporated in. Bring it closer for you guys so you can see a bit. So I know there is a hidden meaning behind hot cross buns. I think it's something to do with the cross is like the symbol of Christ or something, but I can't quite remember. But yeah, I'll come back to you once I've learned more. But yeah, I just like hot cross buns just because they're kind of, they're nice and tasty. What I have forgot to do is actually add in my raisins and my mixed peel. So I'll do that now. So luckily my scales are on already. So we're going to add 200 grams. I hate these bags because they're like, oh, you can easily open us. And they're like, nope, not going to come open. But yeah, so 200 grams. Which for me is like most of this bag. That'll do. And then we're gonna add our mixed peel in there. So we're gonna need 50 grams of that. So let me just pop our raisins in the drawer. Yeah, it comes in this like kind of little funky tub. It looks really cool. Well, if I find how... Oh, it's got a safety seal on it. Ah, that's how it works. Oh, that smells quite funky actually. Let me reset the scales first. That might help. Give him a squeeze. 43, 44, 47, 49, 50. Lovely. Cool. And then we can just continue to add our milk and butter mixture in there and bring it all together. I'll just add that all in. So we'll just bring it together in kind of a dough-ish. So yeah, I'm just going to get this all mixed in until it all combines. So I've got my dough mixed. I am going to try something different because I currently don't own a dough hook. So I'm going to see if the paddle will work. Now if it doesn't and it all goes wrong, then I will knead it properly. It's just, I'm currently working right now. I didn't think that, I didn't think the idea through that it would require so long for me to make this dough, but hey ho. But yeah, it's quite sticky at the moment, so we're going to pop him in here. So it's quite moist, I should say. Yeah, plonk him in. Then try and get all the scraps out. Bloop. Luckily this scraper has like a straight edge, so I can kind of scrape most of it off. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. So if you're doing traditional kneading, you'll need to knead it at least 10 minutes. If you're gonna do it like this, then I'll probably do it 15-20. If it works, providing. Hopefully. I'm going to leave my bowl on the side because I'll leave that for later. Get the most of the dough out. I'm just going to put it on a low setting just to kind of coax it in to that hook. So let's pop him down. Whatever, turn the mixer on. I'm just going to slowly do that and see what happens. So it did kind of work. I'm just going to pop him in my spaceship, aka my multi kind of cooker, so it can have a bit of a rest and a bit of a rise. So I'm just trying to get it all out of everything now. But yeah, yours is probably going to look a lot different to mine if you're kneading it by hand anyway. So just gonna try and scrape it out. But yeah, if you're proofing, rising, doing that, all that jazz, if you're wanting to leave it to rise, and you've not got a machine that does it for you, your best bet is to stick it somewhere warm, like an airing cupboard, over like the top of your washer, or somewhere warm essentially, just so it can kind of rise and be all nice. But yeah, that's essentially what you're going to do anyway. So pop that in there, and then you're going to leave it for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours, depending how warm it is and things where you are. I'm just going to get this all scraped out, and I'll pop them in, and then I'll come back to you guys after the 1.5 hours, 2 hours is up, and then I'll show you what we do next steps. So whilst I'm waiting for my lunch to cook in the microwave, I'm going to sprinkle some flour over, and I'm going to take him out. I've washed my hands, as you can see, my ring and my bracelet's gone. So, best thing for you guys to do as well. Look at him. Oh, it looks brilliant. Look. You're going to want to try and get all of your dough out as well. But yeah, that's risen beautifully actually. It's like 2-3 times the size. Yeah, keep this. You're going to need it. And we're going to do a bit of kneading again. So I'm going to make sure my stand's all the way up. Doesn't matter if it's a bit kind of greasy and things, it doesn't matter too much because we've got flour if it sticks, just kind of scrape it so it's nice and warm and fluffy. So I was like, why is that red? And I was like, oh yeah, it's orange. I'm having a long day today. I'm just going to work all my dough in. I'm going to get a bit more flour. Just sprinkle that on. You kind of want to pull it up and over and push it in like your palm. So obviously it's quite difficult for me to show with like a camera in my face. But yeah, you're just going to want to kind of pinch it and roll it. Pinch it, tuck it in. Pinch it, tuck it in. Pinch, tuck it in, fold. So yeah, you kind of want it stretching out just essentially. Yeah, if any of you guys have ever made stollen, this is kind of very similar to that, and it's fantastic. And I learned the reason behind hot crust buns. It's kind of symbolising the rise of Jesus Christ in terms of the cross anyway on the top. And the fruit is kind of you getting back into your kind of normal diet after Lent. So Lent is your 40 days and 40 nights of non-eating kind of fatty foods and everything. This is why you have your pancake day. So Shrove Tuesday, so you use all your fats and everything in your cupboard, like your rich kind of things. Fold it over. I'm getting quite a lot of flour on the floor, but it's alright. This is what hoovers and mops and brushes are made for. So, he's nearly ready to go back in actually, to be perfectly honest with you. He's quite sticky, so it's quite good. Boop. Boop. Yeah, you're wanting to try and get everything off your hand if you can. I'm probably going to put a bit more flour on and do one more before I put him back in. So that's kind of, tuck that in. Make sure that flour's nice and incorporated. Once I'm not sticking everywhere with my hands. So yeah, that's probably about right. So we're getting back in. Put him back in a bowl. If you guys haven't got a cook pot like me, get him back in there. And you're going to want him in there probably 45 minutes to an hour, more than likely. But you can leave him in there as long as you like until you're ready to obviously roll your buns and everything out. But ideally, if you're doing this all together, probably leave it in there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and that'll do fantastically. And yeah, I'll come back to you guys once that's out, so see you in a bit. So we're on round 2. I'm just gonna sprinkle some flour down. Wicked. Ah, he looks so good. Look at him. My big giant flump. Cool. So we don't actually need this pot anymore. Or if you're using a bowl, you don't need the bowl, essentially. So we'll get him out. I'll pop him in the sink and wash him up in a bit. So sprinkle your flour on. Then we're going to get to work again. Make sure my camera's kind of there. Oh, it's all nice and warm. Oh, It's so cozy. So yeah, once I've kind of worked this flour in a bit, I'm gonna then cut it into 12, and we'll leave it to rise again for a couple of hours. Then we can actually put it in the oven, which is good. So work it. Yeah, this is good for like if you've had a bad day, you can kind of knock all your stress into it, which is good. So let's put some more flour on. Yeah, it's just gonna be a case, just keep working it in until it becomes kind of less sticky. And I'll do that for a couple of minutes, then I'll come back to you guys and I'll show you my segments. So we're going to weigh the giant dough ball, essentially. So 1306. So 1306 divided by 12. I don't know, actually. I'll have to work that out. But yeah, I'll obviously let you guys know in the next little bit as to how big it needs to be. So in the end, it turns out to about 109. So you're just going to kind of get your dough in a ball, sorry. Get some more flour so it doesn't stick to you. You're going to kind of just want to fold it in. It's quite difficult to kind of show. So you're wanting to create kind of your top. It's smoothish. It's kind of like that. And you're going to want to put them on some greased baking trays. So I'll do that in a minute. So I've split the batter up into 12. Let's move that one down a bit. Get them a bit more circular shaped. Give them a bit of a squish. So yeah, I'm just going to leave these to rise on their own. I'll bring these ones over here as well. I did a fairly good job actually. So yeah, as you can tell, I've put oil underneath so it helps the baking paper stick, and then I put the baking paper on top, and then it was just a case of dividing my dough up into 12. So whatever your dough weighs, divide it up into 12 or as close as you can do. And then yeah, I've just kind of let them sit like this. So what they're going to do is they're just going to expand on the last proof. Thank you. This is like my 4th proof. But yeah, they're just going to expand a little bit more. I'll probably leave them for like an hour and a half, 2 hours if you can. Somewhere warm yet again. And then they'll rise and then we can put them in the oven. Well, we can do a cross and then we can put them in the oven. But yeah, that's it for this little step, and I'll be back shortly. So that is my lovely hot cross buns kind of risen. So they're going to go fantastic when they go in the oven. So it's nice that they're kind of individually spread. It's kind of cool. So I'm just measuring out my flour that's got to go on top. So that's for your cross. So I'm just trying to find something to... Oh, perfect. So I need a spoon. Also, you're going to want to heat your oven to 220, 200 fan, or gas mark 6, I think. I will alter if it's any different. So I'm just measuring out flour. So you're going to need 75 grams. There we go. Cool. And then we're going to need 100 ml of water. Come on. Cool, so we're going to end up with this. So we're going to have to kind of be careful. I don't want to spill it everywhere. You're just going to want to keep mixing until it makes a paste. So mixy, mixy, mix, mix. Oh yeah, it's going. That's good. Flour goes everywhere. It's fine. Don't mind me, I'm just mixing it so it gets most of the lumps out. Cool. Right. Now I have some piping bags. They're lovely little disposable ones. So, ow. When it wants to come out, that is. Lovely. So lovely little kind of disposable piping bag. Now I don't know how well this is gonna work, me holding it, but it should work okay. Lovely. Put that in the sink. So I'm just gonna fill my bag up. Hopefully there's enough there. If needs be, I'll just make some more anyway. It's not too much of a problem. And then I'm just gonna go over the sink and snip. So I'm gonna go cross, cross, and just kind of work my way down. And hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. They're kind of messy, but it's rustic. So we're just going to go like that. It's dripping on my hand. Then we're just going to go straight the way down. Straight the way down. And yeah. That is pretty much a hot cross buns all piped. I might kind of tidy these edges up, make it a bit thicker. But yeah, these are going to go in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. You are going to essentially want to rotate them as they cook, but that's cool. So I'll come back to you guys once I've done that. So my lovely beauties have just come out the oven. You can tell which ones I did first, can't you? You know what my oven's like, guys. I'm always moaning about my oven. So while they're still fresh out of, I'm going to just put some golden syrup on. You can use apricot jam. This is just to create that nice sheen. I did leave them in for about 15 minutes and I rotated the tray. So you kind of get your nice even cross on the top. Yeah, as you can see, already just with that improvement of that golden syrup there, so nice and shiny and all glossy and just perfect. Yeah, I'm so glad I checked them when I did. So, but yeah, I'm just going to get these all finished. But that is hot cross buns in a nutshell. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, guys, please give it a good like, and if you want to check out more of my recipes, please subscribe and click that bell to get notified of when I put up a video. And I always try and comment back on my comments as much as I can. Yeah, if you like this one, please go like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and I will see all you lovely people in my next episode. So see you later.